Today is July 16th, 2013, and here's Grammy.
Yes.
Tell me, Grammy, how did you grow up? Meaning, how did you get your food?
Our food was, most of it was raised on the farm. And my mother did a lot of canning and all that. And then we had to, everything had to be washed and you had to carry your water in. And we did have what they called a cistern, which had soft water in it that pumped to a sink in our kitchen, but you couldn't drink it or do anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And how about clothes?
Pardon?
What did you do for clothing?
Clothing? She made a lot of our clothes, my mother did, and she used like flour sacks and different things like that to make them out of, because they used to make them out of floral print.
The flour sacks were out of floral print, so you used flour sacks for your clothing.
Yes.
Because you guys didn't have enough money to go buy clothes at a store or anything like that.
No.
Right.
Well, a lot of people didn't. Your stores, you didn't have that many big stores or anything back then. I mean, they just didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so
And how about school? How'd you get to school?
we walked
How far?
a mile and a half, and that was even to a school that we weren't supposed to go to, but they let us because of it was a lot better for us to go that way. And I was a good friend of the daughter of one of the board members. And
I see. And you grew up right around Fisher area, right?
yes,
Yeah.
right out on 136
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And did you guys have a car?
No, not for years. No, we didn't have
No car at all.
No.
So if you had to go to Champaign, how did you get to Champaign?
in a Volkswagen
And
with horses.
with horses. It wasn't even a buggy and a carriage. It was just a little.
No, we didn't have a buggy and carriage.
So even if it was cold outside, you were there in a box wagon.
Yes.
And then what about to use the bathroom?
Go to the bathroom?
Yeah, or if you had to use the bathroom, did you have to? Could you do it inside?
Well, we used to have what they call these potties. They were a porcelain white, and you went in that, and then Mother always in the morning would clean all that out and everything.
And it was inside the house.
Yes.
Ah, got it.
Because no, she didn't want us going out at night and in the weather or by ourselves. We wouldn't go out.
Right.
Yeah.
So you didn't even have a bathroom per se. You just had like a little porcelain toilet that you'd have to empty out in the morning if you used it.
Yes.
And your mom did the dirty work.
Yes.
Yeah. And what about anything else that you can think of
Oh, let's see.
that people today just don't realize how good they have it?
No, I was trying to think. And I had a grandpa that lived with us, for years. I mean, he didn't have any place to go, and so he always lived with us because he had a daughter, but she always said she didn't have room for him when she lived in Rantoul and had a lot more convenience than we did,
How'd you guys bathe yourselves?
Pardon?
How'd you guys take a bath or a shower?
We had it was a round tub, and Mom always put that behind the stove in the dining room, and she'd heat water and carry it in there. And you took a bath after each other, and the youngest went first.
Were you the youngest?
Yes.
And how many brothers or sisters did you have?
I had 5 sisters and 2 brothers. But my oldest brother was married and away from home, and he had a daughter that was about 5 weeks older than me.
I see.
So I never remembered him being at home.
Right, but you were able to, you got to take the bath first, no showers, and you took it in, and you took it really in a big pot in the kitchen.
Well, no, it was, we had a huge, what they called the dining room where our stove was at. Our kitchen was fairly small.
So you did it in the dining room,
Uh-huh.
right in the open, and everyone would turn around and not look.
Yeah, well, we could have a stove, we could put the tub back there, and people they just didn't look. I mean, you
Right.
just learned to be courteous to people when you were growing up like
Right,
that.
right.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Anything else that would just sound really amazing to others?
Oh, let's see. Offhand, I can't
Like the
think.
cost of a bread. Like that was like a luxury at times.
Oh, very much of a luxury, yeah. So sometimes, like when we went to Dewey like I said, to the store, it was always like in a box wagon.
Mm-hmm.
And up there, and they always liked us, and because was always good to them, and sometimes they'd give us a loaf of bread, and like that.
Right, along with some of the flour bags
Yes.
for your clothing,
Yes.
because you made clothing out of the flour sacks.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, right.
But
And you guys had to make your own food
oh yes.
and everything. Couldn't go to the store and just have everything right there.
Oh no. No. And my mother was very good at really, trying to do and take care of us and provide. We didn't want for something to eat, and she tried to make it as tasty as she could,
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't where you got it at the store. It was made with your own bare hands
Yes,
most of the time.
Uh-huh.
Got it. Anything else you can think of?
Let's see.
I mean, we should be appreciative of what we have. You guys didn't
Oh,
have
really?
refrigerators or anything.
Oh no, we had what they called, it was like a cave. It was outside the kitchen there. I mean, it was separate, and it had a big dome over it, and then it had steps down in, and you could sort of keep things cool there, but you had to watch and how long you kept it down there and stuff like
Right,
that.
like you couldn't keep
You
milk.
couldn't go in and out a lot either because you couldn't open it up. It would make it get hot.
Right, so kind of like what people do today, they open up the refrigerator and keep it open for a while. You couldn't do that to look.
Oh, no.
No.
Couldn't
Yeah.
do that at all. No.
Exactly.
That's it.
Did you make your own noodles too? Things like
she
that.
made everything.
So like how we can go to the store and get like egg noodles and boil them. You guys had to
No,
make them
we
by
had
hand.
We had our own eggs, chicken and eggs,
Yeah, and your own milk. You milked your own cows.
Yes, and we had our cows and
Got it.
like that.
How about beef? Did you guys have the beef? And
No, we didn't have beef.
Yeah, chicken though.
We had chicken.
Yeah.
Lots of that.
Anything else that you think you could share that would make people
Um,
today appreciate what they have?
Yeah. Well, I can remember when you would try to go down and milk the cows, and you had these stools that you sat on, and they'd kick at you and stuff, and have manure on them, and me, I was always so picky that I just soon do it without and not have anything to eat if I had to do it,
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see, I was trying to think if there's something else I could think of. And I remember once we had what they call like cockleburrs. They were round and they had just solid covered with thorns, And I always had a lot of hair. Well, I always wanted my hair curly. So I went out in this pasture and I plastered my head with these cockleburrs. And so when I had a sister-in-law, that aggravated her to death, and she was not tolerant at all of it. So she proceeded to take them out. And if it had been me, see, I would have taken the scissors and cut my hair all off.
Yep.
That would have been me.
You're quite the outdoors woman, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was then.
Right.
Well, what else was there to do? You didn't have anything in the house really.
You didn't have a television?
Oh,
Video games?
No, oh, we didn't have any, oh, we didn't even know about those.
How about a
that we
radio?
invented. We had, well, later on, we had a radio, but it was run with like a battery type thing, and you had to watch how much you listened to it because the battery would run down, and then you didn't have any way of recharging.
Well, that's a problem.
Pardon?
That's a problem.
Yes, it was.
So
Very
you had
much
no
so.
video games. You had to worry about how much you listened to the radio. No television.
Yeah.
Did you read books?
Well, we didn't have books. I mean, where are you going to get books?
I don't know.
See, you just didn't have that stuff.
Hmm.
No,
Can you think of anything else?
no. But I'll say one thing, that we did grow up with a lot of love for each other. I mean, and it never did go away. I mean, even when we got older and stuff, we still had the respect and love for one another.
Well said.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.